Hope when you take that jump, you don't feel the fall. Hope when the water rises, you built a wall. Hope when the crowd screams out, you're screaming your name. Hope if everybody runs, you choose to stay. Hope that you fall in love and it hurts so bad. Hey, the only way you can know, you give it all you had. And I hope that you don't suffer, but take the pain. Hope when the moment comes, you'll say, I swear I lived. Hope that you spend your days, but they all add up. And when that sun goes down, hope you raise your cup. Oh, I wish that I could witness all your joy and all your pain. But until my moment comes, I'll say, I did it all. I did it all. I owned every second that this world could give. I saw so many places, the things that I did. And with every broken bone, I swear I lived. I swear I lived. Every broken bone, I swear I did it all. I did it all. I owned every second that this world could give. I saw so many places, the things that I did. Yeah, with every broken bone, I swear I lived. I swear I lived.
Wow, what a wonderful way to begin this special event with the song chosen by the seniors, I Lived. How apropos that however we may feel about what is happening in the world today, this is life. On behalf of everyone at Léman and myself, Maria Castelluccio, head of school, I begin by welcoming Mr. Spezzano, Léman faculty and staff, the graduates' family, friends, and loved ones, and most importantly, our seniors, the class of 2020. As everyone knows, this is not how we imagined your class of the 2020 graduation to be. We imagined it as it has been in the past. Graduates gathering at the upper school, fussing and primping to look their best in their caps and gowns, walking the familiar city streets of our Léman neighborhood, and witnessing our graduates process into the grand ballroom as they prepared to receive their diplomas. But that's not how it's happening. It is not how we imagined it to be. So I thought, what could I say today that might be inspiring or make our seniors, our families, and faculty feel better about this event? Because it will be different and not how we imagined. But different doesn't make it any less meaningful. It doesn't take away all of your accomplishments. It just meant that we needed to reimagine what graduation could be. And although we would love to be together, we needed to recreate, reconceptualize, and re-envision this graduation. And then, as I was planning what to say today, I had an aha moment. And I realized that reimagining is what this particular senior class has been doing throughout all of their time at Léman. This class pushed us to reimagine what Léman could look like if everyone had a voice. And so you started clubs and affinity and advocacy groups and gave everyone a voice. You pushed us to reimagine what Léman would look like if it was more equitable. And we created a women's group and improved athletic practices. You pushed us to reimagine Léman as a safe and inclusive community. And you helped us create an inclusion statement and gender-neutral restrooms. You pushed us to reimagine what Léman would look like if we faced our challenges, and you chose books for us to read together on important topics. You have been reimagining all along, and your ability to reimagine has inspired us to reimagine along with you. The ability to reimagine is a skill that is going to allow you to be innovative and creative and not accept status quo. Reimagining will allow you to have the courage to see how things could be different. Reimagining will allow you to meet with success and to create a future that is stronger, that is better, that is kinder, and that is more inclusive. This reimagined graduation ceremony is just one more example of how you helped push us to accept what is and reimagine how we could still be present in this moment, and perhaps in a different way, but perhaps a better way. Each year I think about what is the graduating class legacy, and this is yours, showing us all the importance of reimagining and what an important legacy that is. You have allowed us to reimagine what could be and allowed us all in the Léman community to reimagine a safer, a healthier, a more connected world. Reimagining has allowed us to see more clearly the successes of these special individuals, the hard work you put in, the friends you have made, the relationships you have built, and how you have grown and changed over time. The need to reimagine has changed you and will change you forever. As Michelangelo has been quoted, there is no greater harm than time wasted. So let's not remember this time as wasted, but as an important time on your journey that allowed you to grow, to learn, and to reimagine. This unique graduation is one that you will remember and talk about for a lifetime, and one that will go down in the books. And this unique graduating class will be remembered for how you rose to the challenge of your senior year. You will be remembered for your courage, for your regrouping, for reimagining of what could be. And my hope is that this is a skill that you will use all of your life. It gives me confidence, and I hope it gives you confidence in knowing that you can face any challenge that lies ahead. And it also gives me great confidence and hope because you are the future. You have the skills to be and do whatever you can reimagine. Congratulations, class of 2020. I'm so proud of you all. I now take this moment to introduce our upper school senior body president, Emery Kuchek.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Emery Kuchek, and as student body president and on behalf of the student government, I would like to say congratulations. This has no doubt been a unique and difficult year, but in spite of all that COVID-19 has thrown awry, this year has been memorable nonetheless, and we have seen some fantastic new additions to our school's experience, including high school field day, Léman book day, and grade-wide field trips, and have continued to stay strong in honoring certain traditions, such as dress down days and spirit weeks. And I say such things like they were easy to organize, that they were a given, but the truth is that none of this would have been possible without the efforts of our community. I want to thank our teachers, the administration, the college counselors, the maintenance and security staff, the culinary team, the tech team, and all of you, my peers and friends, for making this year stand out even against a global pandemic. Now, I would like to welcome our student chosen faculty speaker, Mr. Winchester. the man whose corner room on the 19th floor has seen English students laugh and cry, whose kindness, compassion, and openness have led many a student to enjoy and seek his company, and the man who no one truly knows what he looks like underneath the beard. Thank you, and I wish all of you the very best.
Good morning, students, teachers, administrators, parents. It's a pleasure to be here today to speak with you all on such a special occasion. When I was first hired to work at Léman, Marina and I were living in an RV that's as old as I am. We were boondocking out in front of our parents' friend's house in Berkeley, California. And boondocking is camper lingo. It just means we were sleeping out on the street. It was the wettest winter the West Coast had seen in a decade, and on our way home from our interview in San Francisco, we had to stop and buy a tarp to protect our leaky roof. At the time, we had no running water, no working toilet, no electricity, no Wi-Fi, and it ruled. We had fancied ourselves to be quite the adventurous, bohemian, go-with-the-flow type hippie millennials, and New York City seemed like the furthest thing from where we had been living. After we accepted the positions, though, I texted a close friend from college who was living in New York about our new jobs, and he replied with one word: "What?" While that wasn't the excited response I was hoping to elicit, his response was understandable because if you knew me back then, New York was the last place that I saw myself living. Now, as my time in New York comes to an end, I look back with great fondness on this chapter of my life. A chapter in which I have had the privilege of spending the last 2 years working with the class of 2020. As your teacher, it has been an honor to watch you come into your own, to find your own voices, and to learn to express and defend your convictions. The students sitting at home today watching this broadcast are the smartest, most dedicated group of students that I had ever taught, and I'm honored and humbled to be speaking before you today. So, even though I don't feel like someone who can dole out life advice, for some reason you guys voted for me, so here it goes. When preparing for this speech, I began by thinking about those experiences that brought me to where I am today. The experiences that have, to me, defined the person that I am. I realized that all of those defining experiences share one thing in common: a little bit of risk. And when I say risk, I don't say it in the sense of seeking out danger or putting yourself in harm's way. What I mean is an openness to new experiences and a willingness to put yourself out beyond your comfort zone. I want to tell you about 3 experiences in particular that changed me and how being a risk taker, IB Learner Profile, has opened up the world to me. In 2008, when I was 20 years old, I decided, somewhat on a whim, to study abroad in Argentina. Before I made this decision, I knew 2 things. 1, Argentina is a country, and 2, they speak Spanish there? I took a leap of faith. I boarded a plane in July and left for 14 months. This opportunity was the springboard for the rest of my life, and it was done with a shrug of the shoulders and the naive confidence that only a 20-year-old can possess. Then, in 2013, as I was finishing my master's in teaching, I drove down to Atlanta, Georgia for an international teaching job fair. After my experience in Argentina, I had my sights on going overseas again and teaching in an international school. However, I wasn't done with grad school yet, and I knew that my job prospects were slim. When I accepted an offer at the American School of Quito to teach IB English in Ecuador, again, I knew 2 things. Ecuador is a country, and 2, they were offering me a job. Again, I took a leap of faith, and with the naive confidence that only a 26-year-old can possess, I signed the dotted line, and 6 months later, boarded a plane and left for 3 years. Luckily, my girlfriend at the time, some of you know her, liked the idea as well. In 2015, Marina and I were in our 3rd year teaching in Ecuador, and we were thinking about the next chapter in our lives. Should we stay for another year in Quito? Should we apply for a new school in a new country? A lot of back and forth, and a lot of indecision. Then, as I was visiting my parents over the Christmas holidays, an opportunity presented itself. My family and I went to go visit their neighbor, Joe, who just so happened to be selling his old RV. When I saw that beautiful 1985 Tiffin Allegro with its flat tires, cracked windshield, and carpeted interior, I thought about that road trip we'd always joked about taking. I texted Marina and some friends of ours that were looking for an excuse to see the US and said, should we? When I bought the Allegro, I knew 2 things. 1, it turned on, and 2, it's just like driving a car, right? You should see the photos of my mom's fence the first time I took it out of our driveway. Big turning radius. Though this decision came with significantly more deliberation than the previous two, it probably still wouldn't have happened without the naive confidence that a 29-year-old in his early years of his working life would possess. The following summer, we took a leave of absence from our careers, and over the course of the next 10 months, added another 20,000 miles to the Allegro's odometer. Now, some might say that these anecdotes demonstrate a lack of planning and common sense, and those that would say that are probably right. However, I don't like to see it this way. For me, these experiences have in common is a shared sense of possibility. They share the idea that life can be whatever you make it, that there is so much to do and see in the world that sometimes all you have to do is shrug your shoulders and say, why not? However, I do want to point out that these experiences aren't inherently unique in themselves. I'm no bold adventurer traipsing off into the unknown. In fact, I remember getting to know my new colleagues at Léman and discovering that there were 2 other teachers at the school that had studied abroad in Buenos Aires the same year I was there, and one of those 2 had been in Buenos Aires, Quito, and now New York, all the same times. My experiences aren't earth-shattering. In fact, some of them are almost cliche. But what makes them meaningful are those who were there. And this brings me to my second piece of advice. What matters most in life are the people that you share your experiences with. Each of these experiences I've mentioned today would not have had the impact they did if not for the people that I had shared them with. So, class of 2020, surround yourself with people who inspire you, who challenge you, who support you. I have been very fortunate to have found fantastic people to share my life with. While in Argentina, it was my friends Heiko and Peter who took me under their wings. They showed me new ways to travel and how little it takes to be truly happy. For them, all that was needed was a pot of rice and tuna cooking over the fire and a place to lay our sleeping bags out in the open night sky. My fondest memories in Ecuador are the quiet evenings we would spend with our friends watching the sunset over the Andes. Ecuador taught me how important a strong community is, both when things are good and when things go bad. The RV trip across the U.S. would not have happened if it had not been for the encouragement of my wife. Admittedly, I was the one who was hesitant to take the leap of faith and put my career on pause, but Marina convinced me, and like usual, she was right. While on that trip, we met and dined and stayed with so many different people, all of whom showed us kindness and welcomed us into their lives. And so, back to that rainy afternoon in Berkeley when Marina and I were offered the chance to come to New York, we said, why not? That decision led us all to you at Léman, and like all the above experiences I've described, it is the people that we shared our time with that have come to define the experience. It's our colleagues, the teachers who work tirelessly to share their knowledge with you and who have inspired me every day to become better at my craft. And it has been you students who shared yourselves with me for the last 2 years. I asked a lot of you, and you rose to the occasion. I watched you grow as students, as writers, and as critical thinkers, and every day you did exactly what I hoped you would do as a result of all of our collected efforts. You took nothing at face value, and you challenged everything. In our English classes, we had genuine discourse, and while you might not have always agreed with me or your peers, you listened, considered, and then formed your own opinions. As a teacher, I could ask for nothing more. Ironically, had all this happened 2 years ago, the last book that we would have read in our IB curriculum would have been Albert Camus' The Plague. At the end of that novel, Dr. Yu, the narrator, considers the experience of a plague ravishing his quarantined town, and remarks that in times of pestilence, quote, there are more things to admire in men than to despise. And I fully agree with Ryu and Camus here, but I would take it one step further. That human beings are inherently good, whether it be in times of plague or pandemic or just a Tuesday afternoon in January. I have found that if you are willing to listen, willing to take a chance to talk to, work with, travel with, to share with others, you will find that there is far more to admire in people than to despise. We all now understand what it is like to be deprived of one another, to be deprived of our community, to be cut off from our friends, our classmates, and in some cases our families. People matter, and we are meant to be together. Yes, you learned many things at your years at Léman, and yes, you worked incredibly hard and achieved wonderful things. You should have pride in all that you accomplished. But some years from now, you might not necessarily remember some of the things that you learned. You might not, for example, remember the difference between an asyndeton and a polysyndeton. Have your parents ask you what that is afterwards. You might not remember exactly what you wrote on your history IA. And You might not remember whatever wizardry it is that you guys do in some of those advanced IB math classes. But what you will remember are your classmates, your teachers, your friends. I, for one, will take with me the memories of each of you as individuals. The moments you made me laugh in class, uncontrollably. The times when all of a sudden one of you realized something from the narrative that we were reading and your face lit up in something akin to shock, joy, and admiration all at once. And the chats that we would have after class about books and films and life. In short, seniors, this is my wish for you. Go out into the world with an open heart and experience what it has to offer. Try things that you didn't think you were capable of. Go places that you would have not considered going, and get to know people that bring a range of perspectives, ideas, and cultures. Step outside of your comfort zone, because comfort, and hey, comfort's great every once in a while. Relax today. You guys earned it. But comfort, too much of it, will leave you feeling hollow and unfulfilled. Enjoy this time that you've been given right now with your family, and then, when this is all over, go out and explore. Congratulations, class of 2020. I wish you all the joy and love in the world, and hope that someday in the future, when I run into you in an airport somewhere, you will tell me how wonderful your life is.
Thank you, Christopher Winchester, for those inspiring words to our seniors. At this time, I'd like to introduce Lisa Nowicki, our Director of Fine Arts, who will introduce our special guest music performer.
Good morning, graduates, and congratulations for making it to this momentous occasion in your lives. Everyone at Léman is so proud of you, and we are thrilled to be able to honor you today. Since current circumstances have led to a rather unusual and unique commencement ceremony, we thought that the Léman class of 2020 deserved a unique and special musical performance. Never before have we had a professional artist perform at graduation, but that changes today. Here to sing for you today is Broadway actress and singer Lisa Howard. A veteran Broadway performer, Miss Howard has appeared in 6 Broadway musicals and has originated 3 leading roles. Of these, she received a Drama Desk Award for the 25th Annual Putnam County Spelling Bee and a Drama Desk nomination for Leading Actress in It Should Have Been You. She most recently appeared as Tammy in the Broadway production of Escape to Margaritaville, and when theaters open again, she will soon be playing the role of Madame Marble in the national tour of Wicked. In addition to her theater credits, Miss Howard has performed with orchestras around the country, including the Cincinnati Pops, the Philly Pops, and the North Carolina Philharmonic. She also performed on the Tony Awards broadcast several times, including a featured solo performance in 2015. Miss Howard also has numerous TV and film credits, including appearances on Madam Secretary, The Good Fight, Ugly Betty, The Late Show with David Letterman, and the featured film, The Twilight Saga, Breaking Dawn Part 2. Finally, she's a proud graduate of the Cincinnati College Conservatory of Music, which is consistently ranked in the top 5 schools for musical theater in the United States. Class of 2020, it is now my great pleasure to present to you Miss Lisa Howard.
Congratulations to the Léman class of 2020. My name is Lisa Howard, and I am honored to be a part of your celebration today. Miss Nowicki asked me to sing a song for you, and I have chosen I Hope You Dance by Leanne Womack. I chose this song because now it's your turn to dance. And don't ever be afraid to put yourself out there in life. You won't regret it. Congratulations again. I hope you never lose your sense of wonder. Get your fill to eat, but always keep that hunger. May you never take one single breath for granted. God forbid love ever leave you empty-handed. I hope you still feel small when you stand beside the ocean. Whenever one door closes, I hope one more opens. Promise me that you'll give faith a fighting chance. When you get the choice to sit it out or dance, I hope you dance. I hope you settle for the path of least resistance. Living might mean taking chances, but they're worth taking. Loving might be a mistake, but it's worth making. Don't let some hell-bent heart leave you bitter. When you come close to selling out, reconsider. Give the heavens above more than just a passing glance. And when you get the choice to sit it out or dance, I hope you dance. I hope you dance. I hope you dance. I hope you dance. I hope you still feel small when you stand beside the ocean. Whenever one door closes, I hope one more opens. Promise me that you'll give faith a fighting chance. When you get the choice to sit it out or dance, dance. I hope you 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 dance. Congratulations again.
It is now my great honor to introduce the student graduation speaker. As you know, this honor is bestowed on a student that is chosen by faculty. The determination is based on academics, effort, contributions to the school community, and a student that wholeheartedly represents this particular class of seniors. When I spoke with some of this year's recipients' teachers, this is what they said. This recipient sees the good in all people. This recipient has a heart of gold and steps up whenever someone was in need. This recipient cares deeply about the Léman community. This recipient has been an incredible leader on and off the athletic fields and courts. This recipient has been highly engaged, has strong opinions, and some of the words used to describe this recipient are caring, thoughtful, hardworking, kind-hearted, and unforgettable. One they all agreed with was the certainty of how much they will miss seeing this recipient each day. I am honored to present this strong young woman, Greta Menteshashvili.
Good morning. I'd like to just start off by saying you all look beautiful in your caps and gowns. On behalf of the graduating class of 2020, I would like to welcome what we consider our family, the administration, faculty, alumni, parents, siblings, and friends, to the Léman Manhattan Preparatory School graduation. I am so grateful to be sitting here in front of all of you today, and I am so honored that the faculty selected me to speak. You know, it's actually interesting. I remember telling my mother that I didn't even want to come to Léman when I was first offered the opportunity by a basketball coach I once had. I was so used to being surrounded by my friends in Brooklyn, who I had literally gone to daycare, elementary school, and middle school with. I wanted to go to high school with them too, so my mother and I made a deal. The deal was, if I were to get into my top choice public school, I wouldn't have to go to Léman. Otherwise, I had no choice. I remember getting my decision letter one day at school. It was ironically the best and worst day of my life. I remember we weren't allowed to open them up until we got home, but I couldn't wait. So I had to find a light to hold it up to and see if I can read through the envelope. I finally found a ceiling light and saw that I got into not my first, not my second, not my third, not my fourth, but my last choice. I was devastated. I didn't want to leave my life in Brooklyn. I didn't want to leave my friends, and I didn't want to meet new people. I was happy with the way things were. Getting rejected by all of my top choices wasn't surprising to me. Because in middle school, I truly didn't care about schoolwork. I went to school more for the reason of being with my friends and having fun, rather than learning. I always got into trouble, which resulted in me getting kicked out of many school activities. My middle school prom, my 8th grade trip, and most importantly, my middle school graduation. So actually, now that I think about it, this is my first graduation since I graduated elementary school. We have all dreamed of this day, but look where we are now, at our high school graduation, where I'm giving a speech on a Zoom call. But seriously, I was one of those kids who really didn't care. I remember sitting at the dinner table with my grandmother when she started crying because I didn't want to go to Léman. She believed that the school was an opportunity to start fresh. At first, that was not what I believed. I rebelled. Léman was so different from what I was accustomed to. The people, the uniforms, the phone trees, and the elevators. During my first couple of months at Léman, I was sent to Mr. Hawthorne's office so often that it ended up being like my second home. But the funny part is, he never gave up on me. He always compared me to his younger self and how he always got into trouble, but he had those people who saw potential in him, and that's who he was to me. There were probably so many times I could have gotten kicked out of Léman, and not even for anything crazy, just for how relentless I was. Don't worry, this isn't only a shout out to Mr. Hawthorne. It took a lot more than one person to help me to get where I am today. With every year that passed, my work ethic increased, my grades improved, my behavior reflected my growth, and I became more optimistic in life. I would like to take this time to talk about the amazing faculty and administration we have that I am so proud and happy to consider my family. I can't stress enough how much every teacher has made an impact in our lives, and I am even talking about the teachers some of us didn't get along with either. I want to thank all of the teachers that helped us transition from middle school to high school, the ones that got us prepared for the IB, and the IB teachers who were patient with us throughout the rigorous courses. What I loved most about the faculty here is that no matter what, every student felt like they had a mentor and a friend. I know a lot of students would agree with me in feeling that teachers aren't just showing up for that 9 to 5, but rather coming to work to make a huge impact in our lives just because they care. I felt as if all my teachers want to have a student-teacher relationship beyond the classroom. Many teachers show their support by attending our sport games, our musicals, arts events, clubs, or even having spontaneous personal conversations. They made many of us feel like we always had someone to talk to, like we had someone by our side. I also want to point out the amount of teachers that I didn't even have who have made an impact, whether it was through small gestures of saying good morning while passing by and lighting up my day, or genuinely trying to be invested in my student life. I assure all of you, we will forever cherish the unforgettable connections that we have made. We all thank you for being so invested in our lives. In addition, I want to acknowledge the deep bonds we share as classmates, peers, friends throughout all 4 years of Léman. I know many of us have had our ups and downs, but that's normal. That's a part of life. But I can proudly say that even through all our ups and downs, I stand by each of your sides, no matter what. Each of you have been lessons and blessings throughout my high school experience. We have grown together. We have laughed. We have had multiple breakdowns throughout our courses. I'll never forget how stressed I was from research and writing in 10th grade and how I literally broke down in the hallway crying. This was before I knew that IB would literally be research and writing for all my classes, of course. Don't worry though. No IB exams this year, so we've been spared. But all these moments only made us stronger. I would like to congratulate the students that worked their hardest to get through all 4 years and completed all their IB requirements to their fullest potential. The students who have led study groups, who have taken their time to meet with teachers before and after school hours to exceed expectations, who have made contributions to student-led clubs, who have participated in other extracurricular activities like sports, theater, art, alongside IB. Each club has not only made an impact and difference to our school, but we even made an impact on people outside of our Léman community. We have developed as individuals through meeting new people, engaging in new experiences, researching and creating projects, and much more. Each person that sits here today has contributed to the school community, and I thank you for that. We thank you for that. Each year, Léman changes for the better. New voices are heard, more changes are made. We constantly join together to find solutions to problems we face as a whole. Take online learning, for instance. This pandemic has honestly ruined a lot for the senior experience. It has taken away our prom, our senior trip, our senior breakfast, college pinning day, graduation even. Although we sit here today on a Zoom call, it is not the same as sitting next to all of you, hugging you, shaking your hands, crying with you as we all move on to the next chapter in our lives. Our faculty have made it impossible to lose the bonds we have made with friends and teachers by continuing through Zoom, which many schools don't even do. Yes, many of us haven't seen a point to online learning because there were no IB exams and the curriculum has ended. But see, now it's over. In some ways, we took these last moments together for granted. Now that we are graduating, we are saying goodbye to the routines we have developed together. That means no more seeing each other's faces every day. No more getting coffee and donuts from the cart guy or getting that late slip from Sue. No more hallway conversations. No more crying together. No more classroom inside jokes. None of that. It truly saddens me to even think that it's all over. This day came so fast, and even though many of us are ready to go off to college, our Léman experience will still live in us through our journey into adulthood. I want to end this on a happy note that looks forward to our future, but that is a bit difficult considering the prominent effect that coronavirus has had on our world recently. It has been on all our minds, and it is difficult to come to terms with and understand. However, in a way, we need to leave Léman with a mindset different from any other graduating class. That we are the people that can bring change to this world. We have seen the world drastically change in front of our eyes in ways that many of our parents, guardians, or family haven't before. Through our knowledge that Léman has granted us, we have learned about what works and guides positive change and development. We have experienced something so different from tradition, and although it has hurt us, this allows us to have a chance to learn about how to engage with the world in a unique way. As you all head off to college, I want you to remember what I am saying here today. It may have taken some time for me to realize, but that high school decision day was one of the best turning points in my life. Although coming to Léman was the most uncomfortable decision I have made, it has turned out to be the most rewarding experience. We will all experience discomfort and uncertainty at one point or another. Don't be afraid to take the uncomfortable route in any situation. If you work to make the best out of it, it can lead to the best things in life. Congratulations once again. I am so proud of all of you. This isn't a goodbye. Thank you so much.
Hello, Ms. Castelluccio, and all of our guests, including, of course, seniors, and families, friends, faculty, and staff. Thank you, Greta, for the thoughtful and reflective message about your experience growing up at Léman. I'm also grateful for the thoughts Ms. Castelluccio and Mr. Winchester have shared, and am so impressed with Lisa Howard's moving tribute to the class of 2020. A special thanks from me to Ms. Nowicki for making that happen. I do hope that you, Greta, and your fellow graduates will cherish the memories you have of your time at Léman. As I know everyone is saying and thinking, no one could have predicted that a global pandemic would interrupt your senior year in the home stretch. I've told you before, but we'll say it one more time. You've come through it with grace, and I'm so proud of you all. I've seen many graduating classes over the years, and this is the fourth graduating class for me at Léman Manhattan. That means I've known many of you since you were in 9th grade here. I have to tell you that going through that full cycle at a school is meaningful for those of us who work here, too. It takes time to grow with and understand a community, and that goes for the adults as well. I'd like to thank you all for making these last 4 years rich and meaningful for me, and if I dare speak for my colleagues, for them too. Many of you have been here for longer than 4 years. That means that your institutional memory is longer and deeper than most. To those of you who have been here for more than 10 years, through the lower school, the middle school, and the high school, you hold a special place in the history of Léman Manhattan. You have seen it grow, change, evolve, and improve in ways that many of us have not. Your presence is actually part of the fiber of our school, and today we honor your legacy. Your longevity at the school is also indicated in our program today. So now, I'd like to read the names of the 13 students to receive the Léman Student Legacy Recognition. Ian Brovner, K-12. Hunter Dancona, K-12. Jacob Futterman, 2-12. Sydney Jones, K-12. Emre Kuchuk, K-12. Emile Lepap, K-12. Eva Levekis, K-12. Felix Maseka, K-12. Hunter Ostergaard, 2-12. Nicholas Pomerantz, K-12. Jacob Ramos, K-12. Sofia Velasquez, 1-12. Max Velasquez, 1-12. Congratulations to these students for their longevity and their commitment, and more importantly though, thank you from all of us. Now I will join Ms. Castelluccio for the awarding of diplomas. So, seniors, if you have not done so already, now would be the time to get into your cap and gown and grab hold of that diploma we sent to you.
And now, seniors, the moment we have all been waiting for. We will present you with your diplomas. Robert, I feel so fortunate to share in this honor. It is an exciting moment for all of us.
I share your excitement, Maria. I also feel honored to be able to participate in this pivotal moment in the graduation ceremony. While we are not able to shake your hands, graduates, we hope you know we wish we could be doing that, and we wish you our heartfelt congratulations as you cross the stage virtually to receive your diplomas.
Yes, I agree. And to give you all your deserved moments of glory, that moment in the spotlight that you have worked so hard for, your name will be read as your picture appears on the screen. We now look forward to sharing with you these beaming images of our 92 graduates.
And a special thanks to Ms. Lucy Alexander for reading your names. Here we go.
Zori Adalakan, Nikunj Agarwal, Andre Reza Amigi, Manuela Tenkarama Asare, Sukhvinder Baines, Patrick Raymond Balters, Jules Rami Beckman, Sherrod Benjamin, Jaya Bennett, Gabriel Santos Bonilla, Javier Bonilla, Ian Lawrence Brovner, Chichi Kai, Maria Jose Carranza Villarén, Nicola Christophe Chapinot, Philip Luca Pieter Chiarito, Amanda Correa Basmaj, Carolina Da Rocha, Hunter Dancona, Luke Giovanni Daniel, Octavia Deshotel Johnson, Leopold Ludwig Dobler, Layla Ann Dunker, Leon Jack Everett, Pietro Fontana, Elia France, Jacob Futterman, Joshua Germ, Maya Alexandra Goldgizzer, Halim Greenwich, Salmia Grover, Hakeem Gurbamberdiev, Noah Joseph Hallam, Catherine Louise Harvey, Suzanne Harriet Haskell, Tanisha Hossein, Amanda Hubbard, Katia Liliana Jaramillo Rodriguez, Sue Min John, Sydney Jones, Mason Jones, Maggie Elizabeth Capon, Emre Kuchuk, Melissa Havia Lau, Emil Noah Lupap, Eva Stefania Levekis, Dan Tong Lee, Hao Yuan Lee, Xiaoyi Li, Xiaonan Li, Yinhua Liu, Yuyang Liu, Luca Magnani, Valentina Melol, Jada Alexa Manon, Anna Carolina Martinez Anderson, Matthew McCown, Greta Ann Menteshashvili, Felix Maseka, Andrew Ivan Mota, Alessandra Nasta, Roy Nicholas, Christopher Estergaard, Hunter Owen Ostergaard, Stefan Olsu, Elizabeth Elaine Powlin, Jalen Alicia Pittman, Max Abe Plush, Nicholas Pomerantz, Chad Porter, Jacob Ramos, Khalik Rodriguez, John Robert Rosso, Isaiah Justice Salome Diaz, Maxime Sherman, Sebastian Yost Simeti, Malika Stewart, Rachel Sarah Sturm, Leif Suna, Malachi Adrian Sidney, Stefania Tagirova, Lucero Taveras, Jesus Tunon Ibarra, Maxwell Velasquez, Sophia Emily Velasquez, Angelique Verk, Huin Hong Levo, Harrison Ryan Waits, Kong Wong, Jordan Wilson, Junya Wu, Wantong Wu,
Congratulations again on receiving your diplomas. What a special moment. At this time, it is my pleasure to share with you a special performance of our alma mater under the direction of Ryan John. Please enjoy.
Hello, class of 2020, faculty, families, friends. I'm so honored to be able to introduce our performance of the alma mater today for this very unique, very special graduation ceremony. While this is certainly not how any of us expected this ceremony to turn out this year, it has certainly presented some very unique and special opportunities. The performance of our alma mater that you're about to see features students who are current and former students at Léman, ranging over 10 years of graduated classes from 2015 to those who will graduate in 2025, as well as some faculty guests. I am so honored to be able to share this with you. To the class of 2020, I'm so proud to have known you. I'm so excited to see where you are headed, and I wish you the best for the future.
I'm so impressed with that beautiful performance and am appreciative of Mr. John's efforts and vision. Thank you, Mr. John, and thank you to the members of our virtual community choir. I would now like to invite the class of 2020 to stand. You have your diplomas in hand, but according to tradition, the moment you move that tassel on your cap from right to left, you move from being a student to being an alumnus or an alumna of Léman Manhattan. And that's a lifetime distinction. And after you have moved your tassel, it's also tradition to throw your caps in the air. Just please don't hurt anyone. So seniors, if you're ready, wherever you are in the world at this moment, it is with great pride that I present to the audience the Léman Manhattan Preparatory School Class of 2020. congratulations to all of you. Thank you to everyone for joining us for this momentous and once-in-a-lifetime occasion. Have a wonderful celebration with family and friends. Send us your pictures as indicated on the screen throughout the ceremony, and stay healthy and safe. Let's now enjoy the recessional We Are Young, another song selected by the senior class. Take care, everyone.
I know you're trying to forget, but between the drinks and subtle things, the holes in my apologies, you know, I'm trying hard to take it back. So if by the time the bar closes and you feel like falling down, I'll carry you home tonight. We are young, so let's set the world on fire. We can burn brighter than the sun tonight. We are young, so let's set the world on fire. We can burn brighter than the sun. No, I know that I'm not